Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Harry Orang, and I'm the chair of the Mulgrave Independent School Society, and I wish to welcome you to the Society's annual general meeting. So I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the Board of Directors to thank every Mulgrave stakeholder for the dedication you have shown to our mission and vision of the school. Mulgrave's very fabric is defined by the people who live out our purpose, which is to provide our children with an unparalleled education and a highly rewarding personal experience, and every student, teacher, parent, staff member, and alumni contributes to the strength and diversity that characterizes our school. The success that we have achieved in such a short time is remarkable, and I hope that you'll join me in congratulating all of the people who have played a role in transforming Mulgrave into the school it is today, from our founding families to our newest community members. And as is Mulgrave tradition, however, we will never be complacent and will always find ways to improve and optimize the education that Mulgrave offers. We have again reached new levels of success in the IB diploma and retained our #1 ranking in the BC Fraser Institute rankings. Our students have again gained places in some of the world's most competitive universities and receive honors in athletics, the performing arts, and service. We have broken ground on our West Wing extension and look forward to witnessing the tremendous impact that these new learning spaces will have on our students. We know that it will be significant and that the benefits will extend to students from the ELC to our senior school. And since we all have something to gain, I hope that you will all join the early Empower donors in providing the support we need to see this project to fruition. And I thank you in advance for your participation and for your generosity. I would also like to recognize the tremendous work that is being done by the members of both the school and foundation boards, as well as the Mulgrave Volunteer Parent Association. They are the leaders that set the tack and provide a strong foundation from where we can reach for the levels of excellence to which we aspire. Their work is invaluable and serves to keep our community informed and involved. And finally, I would like to thank those people on our advisory board and our alumni board, both established in the last year, from both within and outside our community, for all of their ongoing support. Please take a minute to read our recent annual report and see the smiling faces you'll find inside. It's only a glimpse into all that epitomizes a Mulgrave education. But even that peek gives you a sense of the strong and accomplished community we are fortunate to call our own.
Dear members of the Mulgrave community, as head of school, I'm very pleased to be able to deliver my annual report for the period November 2016 to November 2017. Mulgrave continues to grow and develop and provide a constantly improving educational experience for our students so that they can continue to be inspired to excellence in all strands of education and life. 18 months ago, we embarked on a new strategic plan to make a Mulgrave education in all divisions of the school, from our PK3 3-year-olds to our 18-year-olds in grade 12, more personalized, more enriched, more extended, more applied and international. This is an ambitious plan, and it's a very foundational plan, but has the very real potential to make a Mulgrave education even more distinct and to give our students even greater chances of happiness and success, both at and beyond university, as they lead their lives in the mid-21st century. Our plan is holistic and is more than the sum of the parts, but I will begin my AGM address by just sharing some of the key developments under each of those strategic plan headings. Within the goal of personalization, our key strategy has been to begin work on further improving the quality of student feedback about their learning and to ensure that students understand this feedback and are able to rapidly improve further as a result. Work in this area, which we call lifetime feedback, excuse me, is universally recognized as one of the key levers in improving learning and student achievements. And we're having some success in this work, and the work that we are doing in this area is now being recognized internationally. It's also one of the key foci of our Center for Innovation, and we're working with a number of university researchers to really study the impact of this initiative on student learning. You may also be aware that to support that work, we've just introduced a new learning management system called Sector. I hope everybody recognizes that acronym now. And that's already beginning to ensure that our assessment and reporting systems are more effective, they're more streamlined, and they're easier for students, parents, and teachers to understand. In the Junior School and the Early Learning Centre, in addition to lifetime feedback, we're also working on a number of initiatives to further improve literacy and numeracy, and allowing our students to become more self-directive in their units of inquiry so that they can inquire and investigate topics and themes that interest and inspire them, in addition to the core learning of key concepts, skills, and knowledge. An important aspect of personalisation in the upper school, that's our middle school and our senior school, is giving students increased choice in their subjects. And in addition to continuously reviewing the elective programme that we offer to our middle school students, during the last year, we've introduced some new subjects at diploma level. So we now have introduced as new subjects a higher level and standard level philosophy and higher level economics, as well as a very innovative robotics course in grade 10. And these new courses have been made possible by the fact that we have slightly larger numbers in our senior school, very deliberately, so we can expand the range of courses on offer. The final aspect of personalisation is the personalisation of student support. And while this has always been a strength of our school, we have made some tweaks to our support systems, especially in the senior school, so that all students are well supported as they drive for excellence. And remember that excellence in a Mulgrave sense is the continuous pursuit of personal best in all aspects of their education. The result of our personalisation strategies has meant that our academic results in particular have become stronger, and our IB diploma results are now comparable with many of the best international IB schools in the world. This in turn has meant that our students have increased choices when choosing their university course. Alongside the development of academic skills, we continue to work hard through our enrichment goal on ensuring that students systematically acquire the personal skills that will allow them to be happy and successful in an increasingly complex and competitive world. Alongside teaching subjects such as history and science, for example, our teachers now, and especially our life skills and our character education teachers, are teaching high-level communication skills, high-level social skills, and a range of self-management, research, and thinking skills. Skills that will be with them for life, and skills that should give them the edge as they feel their way in the world. Within the extension goal, our third goal, we continue to strengthen our service leadership and global outreach, our athletics, our performing arts, and our outdoor education strands. Within these areas, we take both an inclusive approach, always trying to ensure that all students have an opportunity to participate and achieve personal best, but also a competitive approach, supporting students to achieve at the very highest levels. It's been very rewarding in the last year to see so many students, ensembles and teams at all ages participating and performing at levels where they're receiving local and provincial and in some cases national recognition. Probably the biggest developments in the last year have been the introduction of local and overseas service learning opportunities in grades 8 and 9, and the introduction of the highly popular sports academies for our grade 1 to 4 students. Further engagement of our parent and alumni community has also allowed us to make our education more applied, the fourth goal, right across the school. We have a very rich source of expertise and experience, which parents and ex-students are always willing to give. Examples of parent support to make our education more applied is in our robotics program, where we have active parent support through career talks, through support on developing networking skills, and most recently demonstrating to a group of our teachers some of the latest developments in virtual reality software as just some examples. Our final strategic goal is to make our education more international, and that's also seen some significant developments in the last year. The appointment of a mother tongue coordinator to support families who wish their children to maintain their mother tongue language has already seen some really positive results. The introduction of the Grade 8 and 9 GX International Service Programme has been very popular, and hopefully the long-term establishment of a service partnership with a community in Ladakh in northern India has got off to a great start when 30 of our senior school students visited there last summer. In order to continue to deliver on the strategic plan, we need to ensure that we have the right physical and human resources in place. As you can all see, we've pressed on with our new East Wing construction project, and that will be completed next December, and we'll be in the middle of completing the renovations which are in the existing building, which are associated with that project. And these new facilities will allow us to deliver on a whole range of curriculum enrichment and learning options that we cannot do now. We believe that the West Wing project will have even more impact on the quality of education across all divisions than the previous senior school project. This project in the West Wing is largely on budget and on time, and once this is complete, we hope to be able to move on fairly quickly to the construction of the performing arts and athletics improvements in the new East Wing, all part of our 25-year campus plan. More important than physical resources, however, are human resources. And Mulgrave's strength has always been in its teachers and its staff. We continue to have excellent leaders and teachers and staff in all areas of the school. But as you know, as a result of the extensive public school hiring last summer and the chronic cost of living and transport issues on the North Shore, our staff attrition this year was higher than the normally low levels. The board are currently looking at ways in which we can make Mulgrave an even more attractive place to work and for our staff to commit to in the long term. And we'll be communicating with our community more about that in the new year. In the meantime, I can confidently assure everybody that despite the summer attrition, we have recruited many new excellent teachers who are already adding significantly to the quality of our team. Beyond our direct employees, we continue to be extensively supported by hundreds of parents in our community who give selflessly of their time and their expertise in a multitude of ways to support our children's learning. Our remarkable community continues to be very strong to continuously welcome and engage new families, both local and international, to our great school. A key part of this community is our growing alumni community, not only alumni, but alumni families. And I'm delighted that so many students, when they leave Mulgrave, choose to stay in touch with us and increasingly remain involved in the school in a whole variety of ways. We now have an alumni board who lead our alumni developments. I'm also pleased to report the successful establishment in the last year of our advisory board, made up of people in Vancouver and the Mulgrave communities with experience across a range of business sectors who meet on an occasional basis to advise the board and the leadership team on a range of global education and societal topics. On the admissions front, we continue to have low attrition and to be heavily oversubscribed with high demand in all divisions. Despite this, we're determined to keep to our 3 class per grade junior school model. And in the upper school, the equivalent of 3 classes per grade, where the pastoral groups are actually are arranged on the basis of 12 students per class. But we are determined to keep our size at a relatively small level, even though we could fill the school twice over. A small growth in our middle and senior school student numbers has allowed us to develop a wider range of IB and elective courses, as I described earlier. When we relocate to the West Wing next December, our ELC will grow by 1 class, and that will help us meet the huge demand for that area of the school. But it is a small growth. Our admission team also continues to work to ensure that our student community remains balanced from a gender and cultural perspectives. Financially, we remain very strong. By paying for the senior school and the new West Wing project through the generosity of parents through capital campaigns, we have been able to continue to pay down our long-term debt that was incurred with the building of the original school. What this means is that we now increasingly have a range of options when we look to further capital expenditure. Additionally, as you would expect, as a business, we are always looking at our costs and how we can reduce our costs, and we're always looking for new income generation options. Our school fees are largely in line with other top BC independent schools, and we maintain a sizable financial aid budget, which is there to support Mulgrave families, existing Mulgrave families, who may face short-term financial challenges. We also have a foundation board, and our foundation board, having contributed significantly to the development of the new senior school, the Capital Campaign, are now looking to build up our endowment scholarship funding. As a young school, we do not have a large endowment, but the foundation board are working on building up the scholarship fund so that we can provide financial assistance for people who would not otherwise be able to afford to come to Mulgrave. With our fundamentals in place and the recent outstanding external validation by the International Baccalaureate and the Council of International Schools, it would be easy to be complacent, but that's not something we can afford to be. We must continue to ensure that our education and our business model, while based on our core values and the excellent framework of the IB, is flexible and adaptable so that we can respond quickly where we need to and can increasingly allow our students to follow their interests and passions in life and achieve excellence. Let me conclude by thanking all of those involved in our students and our school's success in the last year. Of course, the students themselves, our parents, our MVP Association, our alumni and alumni parents, our board of directors who do such an incredible job in steering our school and supporting me and the other leaders in the school. And last but by no means least, our incredibly talented and committed group of teachers and staff who always go beyond and make a Mulgrave education so special. Thank you very much.